Hi everyone. So what we're going to take a look at today are one-step equations that involve division, where now the variable is on this side of the equal sign and it's on this side of the number. That makes it a little bit harder. Our typical favorite is where you have the variable, you have the operation, and then you have the number, because it makes it easy just to go, the opposite would be times. That's much more manageable than this sort of setup. This setup is a little bit more challenging, and I want to show you how we're going to handle that. So again, you don't have to love math, but you got to be able to do it. So let's make sure we can do this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write 10 over x to look like that. It means the same thing. 10 divided by x, this also means 10 divided by x. It's just a way of, it just looks different. We're going to do this just to make it easier for us to complete our math. Okay, so let's look at it like this. So 10 divided by x equals 5. I need to actually get rid of my x, because x is actually in a bit of a tricky spot. So I'm going to move x out of the way. So in order to do that, I'm actually going to times each side by 5. By x. So I'm going to times this by x. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to times this by x. So I've done the same thing to each side, which I'm allowed to do. When I do this, 10 over x times x is actually equivalent to saying 10 times x over x, which then kind of, in theory, would cancel itself out. So we're just going to go like this. We're going to go cancel, cancel. So we are left with 10. Cancels itself out. 5 times x can actually be written as 5x. And I don't have to write 5x. I can actually leave it like that. But I'm going to do this because it actually looks a little bit more mathematical, a little bit upper level. You know, maybe when you're first starting in grade 6 or 7, you might leave it more like this. But definitely the higher up you get into your high school math career, it's going to be written more like this. So let's just do this. Now I can actually deal with this a little bit better, because I don't have a divided by sign. I can actually, now I can get rid of my number using division instead of doing the opposite. So remember, the opposite typically of division is multiplication. So to get rid of this 5, I'm going to divide by 5. And that cancels that out, which means then I'm left with just x. My equal sign comes down. I divided this by 5, so I'm going to divide this by 5. 10 divided by 5 equals 2. And so it might look weird to say 2 equals x. You might want to be like, does an x equal 2? Yes, it's the same thing. We just write it in the opposite order, okay? So now I'm going to just check my question, or check my answer, just to make sure. So this is how I do that. I take the question, and I'm going to plug my answer into the question. Because if I said x is 2, well then this x should be 2. So watch this. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Well, 10 divided by 2 is 5. And when my answer equals my answer, I know I've done it correctly. So this is how we handle this kind of question. It's very challenging, but you can do it. Just follow the steps, do it like 100 times, and then you'll be like, yep, I know how I'm doing this. So good luck. I hope this helps. Thanks.